I'm Erin Cox, and I'm an assistant professor in biology at the University of New Orleans, and I study organisms that live on the seafloor. Things like barnacles or crabs or seagrasses or algae, and we look at how they interact with each other in the environment and how their interactions can cascade to affect things that humans get out of the ecosystems. Things like seagrass beds help to stabilize sediment and slow wave action, and that prevents erosion, land erosion. We have a lot of land loss. And then things on the reef are food for a lot of fishes that we like to harvest. So our research is really focusing on managing those ecosystems and protecting those ecosystems and how we can do that. So the graduate students, they actually drive the research, they create the research, they collect the data, they oversee the project. Undergraduates in my lab, they tend to help my graduate students. They'll actually collect data, they'll have a chance to analyze the data and usually share it, at least with my lab group.
I'm Amanda Kirkland. I am a PhD student here at University of New Orleans. I really like the conservation side of everything. So my PhD as a whole looks at the effects of acidification and warming on artificial reefs.
This project that we're working on is a collaborative project with some researchers at Dauphin Island Sea Lab and the state of Alabama. They're really interested in artificial reefs. They actually make these concrete structures that they'll place into the water, and they want to know if they are being used by fishes and are they benefiting fish growth and fish populations.
When we went out with Dauphin Island, we were collecting water and sediment samples, and those samples will be sent off after some treatment for isotopes. And with those, we'll be able to tell what sorts of organisms are using these artificial structures that are put out to promote sea life. So hopefully from there, we'll be able to see if they're actually doing their job, because we're not really going to stop climate change. So if we can have organisms that can be more resistant to that, I think that provides a lot of hope for the future, I guess.
My name is Sable Murphy. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. I've been working in the coastal Benthic Ecology lab with Dr. Cox for the last year. Dr. Cox has taken me on trips to collect sediment and seawater samples, as well as pull from our reefs.
We have divers that are going down and they're collecting different organisms, and then we bring them back to the lab and we sort through them and we send them off for analyzing their chemistry. And when they come back, we use that chemistry, the ratio of these different isotopes that occur in nature, to identify what level, what trophic position each organism is feeding at. So like we can tell if a crab is feeding on algae or if it's feeding on barnacles.
I go through and very, very carefully separate all of these organisms. Which most of the time they're all mixed up together because, you know, it's a community, basically. It's a tiny community on a little rock. And it's just really amazing to see every day, like, what life does and how it finds a niche in the world.
What makes me excited about my field is that I can do the things I love. I like to go out to beautiful marine ecosystems like artificial reefs. You can dive around them and it looks like you're diving in a fishbowl. I also like being curious and creative and testing ideas and then sharing what cool thing I did with other people.
No science experiment is going to be perfect, right? And I think you just have to kind of roll with it a little bit, which I like. I like that every day is going to be different, and really you can ask whatever you want and you can build an experiment to answer that question. I think that's what's really exciting about science.